In 2026, the CJ-100, also called the DF-100 in some reports, stands out as one of China's most modern and dangerous precision strike weapons, a supersonic land and sea attack cruise missile engineered to arrive fast, hit hard, and complicate every layer of enemy defense. Think of it as a new generation standoff instrument. Launched from aircraft ships or mobile ground platforms, it combines extreme speed, a low-altitude flight profile, and advanced guidance to reach targets hundreds to thousands of kilometers away, while drastically shrinking defenders' reaction windows. The designers built the CJ-100 not to loiter and be seen, but to sprint into defended airspace and strike valuable nodes, air bases, radar sites, command centers, ports, or naval formations before coordinated countermeasures can respond. Its propulsion mixes a booster stage for launch with a high-speed cruise motor allowing the missile to transit at high subsonic or supersonic speeds and then unleash a terminal dash that makes interception difficult. When you add modern electronic countermeasure suites and imaging seekers, the result is a weapon meant to punch through layered defenses and leave little time for reaction. In real operations, the CJ-100 is integrated into China's sensor and command networks. Satellites, maritime patrol aircraft, AWACS drones, and shore-based radars find and refine targets. Data links push mid-course updates to missiles in flight, and the CJ-100 onboard navigation combines inertial systems with Beidou corrections and terrain chart scene matching to ensure high terminal accuracy even when GPS signals are degraded. Because the missile can receive updates, commanders can launch and then update aim points as the battlefield moves, giving Chinese forces flexibility to strike moving naval groups or time-sensitive terrestrial targets. The CJ-100's warhead options and impact logic are built for effect. Modular payload bays allow selection of high-explosive, penetrating, or fragmenting warheads depending on the mission, and the missile EBAD's terminal maneuvers are designed to maximize strike lethality. Whether that breaching a ship's deck, crippling a radar array, or demolishing hardened infrastructure. From the defender's perspective, speed multiplies difficulty. A faster inbound weapon shortens detection to engagement timelines dramatically, forcing ships and air defenses to rely on longer-range sensors and more expensive interceptors, or to avoid contested zones entirely. Operationally, the CJ-100 empowers a series of tactical and strategic options. Air-launched variants carried by bombers or standoff strike aircraft allow long-range penetration without exposing platforms to point defenses. Ship-launched versions provide fleets with fast reaction, high lethality reach, and ground-based mobile launchers give theater commanders the ability to mass fires from dispersed locations, complicating enemy preemption. In the maritime domain, the CJ-100 is particularly menacing because it can be used against task forces as part of multi-axis salvos that force defenders to split attention. While one wave of missiles approaches from the horizon using subsonic cruise to conserve range, another set may accelerate into a supersonic terminal run, creating layered threats that saturate point defenses and exploit gaps. In combined arms doctrine, CJ-100 launches are often preceded by suppression of enemy air defense actions, anti-radiation missiles and electronic attacks, and followed by shorter-range strike missiles and air assets to exploit damaged or distracted air defenses. That orchestration is exactly what makes CJ-100 deployments more than single-weapon events. They are the high-speed tip of a networked strike spear. The missile's survivability features deserve attention. Designers reduced radar signature through shaping and materials, tuned flight profiles to ride low over terrain and sea clutter, and hardened guidance systems to resist jamming or spoofing. Terminal seekers incorporate multi-sensor fusion, combining radar, infrared, and scene matching. so that decoys and simple countermeasures are less likely to fool the missile. In practical terms, this means that even sophisticated targets must expend layered, calibrated defenses to counter a CJ-100 salvo, a defensive posture that quickly becomes costly to maintain at scale. Many analysts argue that the CJ-100 shifts the cost calculus of conflict. It is cheaper for an attacker to mass missiles than for a defender to buy, maintain, and deploy the interceptor missiles and sensor arrays required to defeat them reliably. Strategically, the CJ-100 fits neatly into modern anti-access area denial thinking. If a potential adversary must assume that runways, ports, fuel depots, and command centers can be struck within minutes, their ability to project power forward is constrained. The CJ-100 does not have to sink fleets to be effective. Merely the credible threat of rapid supersonic strikes forces opponents to operate at greater standoff distances, route logistics differently, and allocate precious resources to passive defenses. In contested maritime theaters like the South China Sea or approaches to Taiwan, this translates into tangible operational advantages for forces that can deploy CJ-100s in quantity and integrate them with real-time targeting feeds. From the logistics and deployment angle, the missile AS multi-platform nature makes it operationally resilient. Lose a runway, and ground-launched variants still threaten an adversary. Keep surface combatants at sea, and ship-launched CJ-100s present a different risk profile. And air-launched versions carried by bombers permit flexible, on-call strikes from unexpected directions. This redundancy complicates an opponent's planning and increases the difficulty of any successful preemptive campaign. The CJ-100 family, S production and fielding also reflect a maturation of China. As defense industrial base, the ability to produce, test, and integrate high-speed cruise missiles at scale signals a move from prototype demonstrations to practical force multipliers. For a YouTube audience, the story of the CJ-100 is a story of speed, networks, and changing operational assumptions. It's not just about a single missile's headline speed or range, it's about how that missile changes the timing and geography of conflict, how it forces defenders to rethink sensor coverage and interceptor allocation, and how it enables attackers to shape a battle space before most people even realize a fight has begun. In 2026, the CJ-100 is a symbol of that shift, a fast, smart, and flexible weapon that shortens the timeline between detection and destruction and alters the calculus of power projection in contested regions. Whether viewed as a strategic deterrent or a tactical strike tool, the CJ-100 makes one lesson clear. In modern warfare, speed backed by information is a form of control, and the missile's arrival has made that lesson unavoidable.